Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to another segment of the MCR. Mac and me, my name's TJ, and in this segment, something happened last week that got me thinking about something Dan Bongino's been ranting on for a good couple weeks now. Dan Bongino has been beating the drum how Republican politicians in Washington need to start exercising what he defines as FU politics. And I'll give you the clean version, fornicate you politics. And I think you know what the word fornicate is substituted for. But what made me think of this was there's a situation in the Senate Judiciary Committee, and this committee kind of does a preliminary screening of judicial nominees, and then the committee holds a vote, and if it obtains a majority vote, then it proceeds to the Senate for a full Senate vote. Okay? Well, there's a little problem here, and that is Dianne Feinstein, uh, another great political leader, and I say that sarcastically. She's for whatever reason, she's pretty much out of commission, and it looks like she could be down for the count.
Yeah.
Uh, she
Well,
hasn't
she's in her
passed.
90s, you know.
Yeah, she has not passed away. However, given her mental abilities at this time, she's not able to perform her senator duties. Uh, and she holds one of the Democrat seats on the on this committee. Okay, and here's the problem: because of Senate rules, the Democrats just can't up and replace her on this committee without approval from the Republicans. Now, and this is where Dan Bongino launches into his FU politics. Dan Bongino says, look, they're bringing up so many weird, goofy nominees. We need to say FU to every single one of them. And I'm kind of hard pressed to say he was wrong. Thoughts so far, Mac?
Well, first off, so people understand, we're not bashing Dianne Feinstein's illness. Uh, she should resign. I don't even know if she has the capacity to resign at this point.
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
ill she is. They might as well have a stuffed animal sitting in that seat.
I've heard an argument made she should have never run for re-election her last time around, and because no one wanted to stop her, well, you know what? They made their bed,
Well,
now they're sleeping in it.
I have to wonder if Chuck Schumer wasn't getting another vote just like for himself, just like he did with Fetterman.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Well, so anyways, that creates a problem with all these judicial nominees. They're not even getting out of committee, where they would most probably win in a Senate vote by perhaps maybe one or two votes.
Right.
Okay. But because it's 5-5 in the committee, they're not getting out of committee. Uh, but you got these blessed rhinos, and that's speaking kindly of them. These blessed rhinos, Lindsey Graham, Chuck Grassley, and Mike Lee. Uh, Now they have not voted for all of them, but it appears they have voted on at least 7 of them to get them out of committee. And you know what? Once they're out of committee, it's a done deal. You know how the Senate vote's going to go, and uh, and this is why I was saying this is what made me think of Dan Bongino. Why are these Republicans working with the Democrats? You know, and think about it, these judicial nominees. One of them can't say what a woman is. One of them doesn't believe in the Second Amendment. You know,
You
they
can't
have
be a
such.
judge and say, you can't say, I'm going to take an oath to say I'm going to uphold, defend the Constitution, and then say parts of the Constitution, particularly the Bill of Rights, are wrong,
Well,
which
I
ought to
just
tell you everything.
why why do these three goofballs? I mean, it goes back to this high road Republican crap
Yeah.
that just irritates me.
I
And
don't
you,
buy any of the high road stuff, especially in regard to Lindsey Graham. Look, if you want to find out why he's voting, look for the quid pro quo.
Well,
Because
and
there's
Lindsey Graham,
always with these rhinos, Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski. There's always a quid pro quo in there, even if it's the promise that I'll vote for your guy if you vote for my guy. Of course, we know that doesn't happen, so it must be something else. Who's
well,
lining Lindsey Graham's pockets?
it's and Lindsey Graham, he's if you ever wanted an example of someone talking out of both sides of their mouth, that
Yeah,
guy.
he's it. Yeah,
You couldn't you almost can't find a better example of talking out of both sides of your mouth. But in any event, uh, we it just and then they wonder why Trump is so popular. You
right.
know, people, people throughout what we'll call the flyover country, they see this crap playing out, and then the DC bubble elite wonder what's wrong with us. Why are we so into Trump? And well, maybe this is part of the reason
We
why.
could collaborate on a book, you and I. And we could use the title "What Lindsey Says and What Lindsey Does."
Oh yeah, yeah, big time,
It'd be a
big
number
time.
one New York Times bestseller.
And if you remember, they hounded him through that airport after the last presidential election because he was, I don't know, saying some
Well,
kind of
if you want to see
goofball
that video, it's
nonsense.
called "The Walk of Shame," and perhaps I'll put it in the description box if you want to go
Yeah,
back on that and see how people reacted to him.
yeah. Well, he showed his true colors that day.
Yeah,
You know. So, uh, in any event, that's what I wanted to talk about in this segment is these these high road Republicans are just these high road Republicans are so hell bent on going with the flow, just going with the flow. And meanwhile, our constitutional rights are going down the toilet. You know,
they
so
are.
that's all I got in this one. Any last thoughts?
No, sir.
All right. Well, we'll call this one a wrap, and we'll catch you in the next rant. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.